Well, good morning, YouTube. Welcome to Morning Tea with Lady G. This morning, I just want to share some thoughts that I've had with you. When I was coming up as a young lady, I used to love to watch crime shows. I love Matlock. I love Perry Mason. I love Columbo. And even now, I love Law and Order Special Victims Unit. That is just one of my favorites. But it started me to thinking. A lot of people that are locked behind bars today are there because they were framed. Everybody in prison and in jail are not guilty. There are some innocent people locked behind bars. So that gave me another thought. My thought was, how did that happen? How did they get framed? Why did the people frame them? Why did they put them like that? And another thing, when the inmates, when they're locked behind bars and when they go to jail or prison, they're assigned an inmate number. And that number identifies them. They're no longer identified by their birth name or who they were when they came in. They are identified by that number. So I'm identified by my number because I'm a prisoner of Jesus Christ. And my inmate number is Romans 8:28. And what that says is, for we know that all things work together for the good for those who love the Lord, to those who are called according to his purpose. So this is my inmate number, Romans 8:28. So I want to ask you a question. When you look around your life and you see the situation that you're in, you see your children, you see your loved ones, you see you, and you look and see you face to face, have you ever asked yourself a question? Who framed me? Why am I like this? Why am I in this situation? What happened to me? Why did my life take this turn? In the book of Proverbs, the 18th chapter and the 21st verse, it reads, "Life and death are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof." And I asked the question, what does that mean? So I went into the international version and I read that one, and it said, "The power of the tongue is life and death. Those who love to talk will eat what it produces." So what are you eating? What are you saying? What are you speaking over your life? And what have you been saying all these years? I have a question for you. Who framed you? Who spoke those words in your life? Who spoke over you in your life? Who framed you? In the book of Genesis, the 3rd chapter, it says that God looked over the face of the deep and the face of the darkness, and he spoke and he said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God looked at that light and it was good. What are you speaking over your life? What are you saying? In Mark, the 11th chapter, in the 23rd verse says, "For whosoever shall say unto this mountain, Be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that what those things which he said shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he say." What are you saying? There are so many women today in life that says, "Oh, there's no good men out there. All the good men are taken. They're like parking spaces at the mall. They're either taken or the only ones available are handicapped." Well, that is not true. There are good men out there. But if you are bitter, and if you are disillusioned and bitter and hard to get along with, you're going to chase a good man off. A good man will come, but he's going to leave once you open your mouth and start speaking bad things. When you look at your children and you say, "Oh my goodness, look at these kids. These some bad children. Look at them, they ain't going to never amount to nothing. You're just like your old rotten daddy." What are you doing? You're framing your world. You're framing your environment. You're framing your life. So when you look in the mirror and you see the frame and you look around in your life and you see what's going on, ask yourself a question. Who framed you? Why are you framed like that? Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You've got to begin to speak positive to yourself. You've got to stop saying the negative and start saying the positive. You shall have whatsoever you say. God said, "My word will go out and it will not return unto me void, but it will accomplish that I have sent it out for." So whatever you are saying in your life, whatever you're speaking over your life, those are the things you're going to have. You got to start speaking things and start saying, "I am what the word of God says I am. I am a good woman. I am a good wife. I am bold. I have victory. I'm not defeated. I'm an overcomer." You have to start speaking good things in your life. Those of you, maybe you're going through a divorce. And you don't know what you're going to do. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. But begin to speak to yourself. Yes, I am going through a divorce. Maybe you don't want this divorce. Maybe this is not what you wanted. And sometimes bad things happen to good people. You know, I always say that. So if something bad is happening in your life, don't look at it as the end of the world. But say, yes, I may be going through this transition. Yes, my marriage may be over. Yes, I may live alone. I may have to be alone. But I'm going to be all right. I'm going to make it through this. Begin to speak positive into your situation. I am a good woman. I am beautifully, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. I am what the Word of God says I am. I am somebody. I have peace. I have joy. Start speaking positive into your life. I have good children. They're going to grow up and go to college. They're going to make a positive impact in life. Stop saying you're just like your daddy. You ain't going to never be nothing. Stop speaking that over your children. Because, honey, what you speak into their lives, you're speaking seeds into their life. So start speaking prosperity. Start speaking hope. Start speaking joy. Start speaking love. Well, that relationship didn't work out, but God's going to prepare me, and I'm going to get myself ready. So when the next relationship comes, I'm going to handle things differently. Stop speaking negative about your husband. Stop telling people he ain't no good. He's this and he lazy. He that. No, start speaking, I have a good husband. It's not that you're lying. It's that you're speaking those things that are not as though they already are. Have you ever just looked around in your living room, looked around in your home, and you said, I want something different in my house. I need a different look. So what you do, you go and you change the living room around. You move the couch over here. You put the love seat over there. You hang a picture here. You take a flower plant and you put it there. Maybe you put a live plant there, and you've just changed the whole environment. You just changed the whole look. That's how it is in our lives. You have to change what you say. What are you saying? What are you speaking over yourself? What are you speaking over your children? What are you speaking over your life? If you want things to change, honey, sometimes all you got to do is change the frame. Change what you're speaking. Change what you're saying. Change your frame. Change your life. Change your words. Instead of saying I can't, say I will. Instead of saying I won't ever, say I will eventually. Instead of saying it won't ever happen, saying by the grace of God it will happen. Start saying, instead of saying what I ain't, start saying what I am. Start saying I am what the Word of God says I am. I'm not sad, I have joy. I'm not weak, I am strong. I'm not sick, I am healed. I'm not poor, I am blessed. I'm not a loser, I'm a winner. I'm not a quitter, I'm a conqueror. I'm not an outcast. I am a child of God. And I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So who framed you? Why are you living like you're living? Why are you acting like you're acting? Why is your mindset the way that it is? Could it be that maybe you framed you? Who framed you, honey? You framed you. So stop saying I can't and say I can. Stop saying it won't ever and say it will be. Stop saying I'll never make it and say I can do all things. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You can do it. Who framed you? You framed yourself. So what are you going to do? Are you going to keep the frame the same? Or are you going to change that frame? Are you going to change your world? Life and death are in the power of the tongue. So start speaking positive things. Start speaking good things. Whatsoever things are good. Whatsoever things are pure. Whatsoever things are holy. Whatsoever things are a good report. If there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Get that negative out of your mind. Start thinking on good things. Start thinking on what shall be. Yeah, you may not be where you want to be. You may not have that job that you want to have. But did you know that promotion comes from God? And all you have to do is start applying for those promotions and start speaking it. I shall be promoted. I'm going to get that promotion. It's going to be a better job. Change your frame, honey. Change your world. Who frames you? Don't sit behind bars because of somebody else's words. Don't be in no prison because of your own word. Don't lock your own self up. Change your frame. Change your environment. Words are powerful. You shall have what you say. I am what the Word of God says I am. I am going to do better. This too shall pass. It won't always be cloudy days, but realize with the cloud comes a rainbow. God made a promise. So what are you going to do? Who framed you? You framed yourself. How's that frame looking?